certainly think that the European air transport industry, particularly European airlines, are looking at this and they're feeling pretty worried about it, principally because of the obvious inconvenience that this purported ban, this planned ban, would cause operationally and also to their customers, the passenger.
Right. And what exactly is that inconvenience then in terms of filtering out? I mean, laptops are scanned anyway. You have to get them out of your bags, don't you?
Right, but it seems that the planned restrictions, and of course we don't know exactly the form that they're going to take yet, but as everyone understands it, the restrictions would require all air passengers flying from certain airports perhaps, or maybe even all European airports, flying to the United States to only travel with their laptop in the hold rather than taking it through the checkpoint.
Okay, so in theory, you shouldn't get that far. You should at check-in or wherever, check it into the hold.
That's right. And of course, passengers over the last few years, we're pretty much wedded to our mobile devices, aren't we? Particularly business passengers who want to work on their flight. If they're traveling long haul across the Atlantic, they're accustomed to being able to carry their laptop on board. And of course, the passenger community won't take very kindly to, in effect, being divorced from their mobile devices.
But they won't have a choice, will they? I mean, do you think, will it have an impact on their preparedness to fly?
It could do, and there's been some talk for many years about the potential of video conferencing to replace the need for business meetings. So the business traveller with their laptop theoretically would be able to use video conferencing instead of actually jumping on board a plane and flying across the Atlantic. Time will tell, of course. I do know that the ban in the Middle East that was implemented in March by the Trump administration and was followed to a large extent by the UK, has had an impact on profits for Emirates and probably also for Etihad and Qatar Air. I have seen the announcement from Emirates that their profits have plunged by more than 80% year on year in the first quarter of the year. Now, the ban isn't the only reason for this, but it is a major factor.
What about these fears about batteries catching fire in the holds of aircraft?
Well, this is a big issue, and I think it's one that the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security in the United States, hasn't really considered properly when it's been framing these policies. If you put electronic devices powered by lithium-ion batteries in the hold of a passenger aircraft, there is a risk, a slight risk, but there's still a risk, that those batteries, if they're unstable, might catch fire. This is called thermal runaway. Lithium-ion batteries can be unstable when they're packed away. And the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, has conducted tests in the US that showed that halon and other fire suppressants have no effect on a thermal runaway fire in the cargo hold.
Right. Do you think that will discourage, therefore, the Americans from trying to extend the ban then, or will they not take that into account, or what?
Well, I certainly hope that it does play some part in making their final decision, but it just depends on whether the risk, as I say, it's a slight risk, but the risk of a cargo bay fire is decided to be as important, more important, or less important than the perceived terrorism risk from smuggling a bomb inside a laptop on board.